Good morning, class. Welcome to grade 5 mathematics class. How are you all doing today? So we have been learning about decimal numbers and fractions. Today, let's learn how we can convert a fraction into a decimal and a decimal into a fraction. Let's see the conversion of fractions into decimals first. So for this, there are two cases. Let's see case 1. In case 1, you have the denominator which is a multiple of 10. Like when you say 3 by 10, 2 by 10, 7 by 10, 3 by 100, 5 by 100. You have the denominator which is a multiple of 10. In that case, you have to place the decimal point after as many places starting from the right of the given number as the number of zeros in the denominator. Let me make it more clear to you with an example. Look at the example given here. We have the fraction 7 by 10 here. So to convert that to a decimal number, the first step is to write the numerator as it is. Then count the number of zeros in the denominator. Note that we do this only because the denominator is a multiple of 10. So we have how many zeros here? 1 0. So first you write the given numerator, then from the right of the given number, count as many places as the number of zeros. So you have 1 0 here, so count one place starting from the right and move towards the left. And then there you put the decimal number. So first you write 7, and since the denominator is 10, you count one place starting from the right and moving to the left. So 1, you count 1 and move towards the left, you put the decimal point here. And in the fraction 7 by 10, is there a whole number part? No. So since we don't have a whole number part, let's put 0 over there. So 7 by 10 is equal to 0.7. Now let's see another example. We have 782 by 100. So where do we put the decimal number? First, you write the given number or the given numerator as it is. Then count the number of zeros in the denominator. You have 2 zeros in 100. 100 is a multiple of 10. So there are 2 zeros. So starting from the right of the given number, count 2 places to the left. Starting from the right, move to the left. So 1, 2, and there you put the decimal point. After the number of places, which is equal to the number of zeros in the denominator. See the next example. 328 divided by 1000. So you write the given number or the given numerator 328, and how many zeros are there in 1000? 1, 2, 3. So starting from the right, count 3 places to the left. So it's 1, 2, 3. There you put the decimal point, and since you don't have a whole number part, let's put 0 as the whole number part. So 328 by 1000 is equal to 0.328. Clear? Now, let's say the second case. What if the denominator is not a multiple of 10? What if it is like 2 by 3 or 2 by 5 or 7 by 25? In that case, how do we convert that fraction into a decimal number? So in that case, when the numerator is not a multiple of 10, we first convert the given fraction to its equivalent fraction so that the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. And once the denominator becomes a multiple of 10, when you change it to the equivalent fraction, then you can convert the fraction into its decimal form. Let me make that more clear to you with an example. Convert the following into decimal numerals. And what is the fraction given here? It is 3 by 5. See, 5 here, it is not a multiple of 10. So first we have to find an equivalent fraction of this 3 by 5 so that the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. So how do you find out an equivalent fraction? By multiplying both the numerator and the denominator with the same number. right? So let's see how we can do that. So we have 3 by 5. Let's convert it to an equivalent fraction so that the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. So how do you change this 5 to a multiple of 10? 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. So if we multiply 5 by 2, the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. So since we are changing it to an equivalent fraction, let's make sure we multiply both the numerator and the denominator with the same number. So let's multiply 3 into 2 by 5 into 2, and that is equal to 3 into 2, 6 by 5 into 2, 10. So we have the equivalent fraction 3 by 5 is equal to 6 by 10. Now you see the denominator is 10, which is a multiple of 10. Now it's easier for us to convert into a decimal number. So what is 6 by 10? How do you write that as a decimal? How many zeros are there in the denominator? 1. So you write 6 and count one place from the right to the left and put the decimal point there. And since you don't have the whole number part, put 0 there. So it is 6 by 10 is equal to 0.6. So the fraction 3 by 5 is equal to 0.6. First we converted that to an equivalent fraction with denominator changed to a multiple of 10, and then we found out the equivalent decimal numeral. Hope this is clear to you. Now let's see one more example. You have to convert the fraction 13 by 25 into a decimal numeral. So we have the denominator 25. Is 25 a multiple of 10? No. Can we change that to a multiple of 10? Yes. How? Let's first change 13 by 25 to an equivalent fraction so that the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. So we know 25 ones are 25, 25 twos are 50, 25 threes are 75 and 25 fours are 100. So if we multiply this 25 with 4, we get the denominator 100. Then it will be easier for us to change it to a decimal number. So since we are changing it to equivalent fraction, let's make sure we multiply both the numerator and the denominator with the same number. So doing that, we get 13 by 25 is equal to 13 into 4 by 25 into 4. And that is equal to 13 into 4 is equal to 52 and 25 into 4 is equal to 100. And what is 52 by 100? Write the given numerator as it is. Count the number of zeros. There are 2 zeros. So starting from the right, count 2 places from the right to the left. That is 1, 2. Put the decimal point after that. And you don't have a whole number part, so you put 0 as the whole number part. So it is 52 by 100 equals to 0.52. So the fraction, our given question, 13 by 25 is equal to the decimal number 0.52. Clear? Now, we'll see one more example with a mixed fraction. Convert 411 by 20 into decimal numerals. So you have a mixed fraction here, 411 by 20. How do we convert it to a decimal number now? First, what you do? Consider the fractional part of it, which is 11 by 20. You first convert the fractional part into its decimal form. Then compare the whole number part and the decimal part. So let's see how we can convert the fractional part into its decimal form. What is the fractional part here? 11 by 20. And see the denominator 20. Let's first convert this 20 to a multiple of 10, like 10, 100, 1000 and so on. So what do we do to convert 20 to either 10, 100, 1000 or so on? We know 25s are 100. So let's convert 11 by 20 to an equivalent fraction so that the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. We have 11 into 5 by 20 into 5, which is equal to 11 into 5 is equal to 55 by 20 into 5 is equal to 100. So now we have 55 by 100. And what is the decimal number equivalent to 55 by 100? There are two zeros in the denominator. So 2 places to the left of 55, you put the decimal point and the whole number part is 0. So 55 by 100 is equal to 0.55. So our fractional part 11 by 20 is equivalent to the decimal number 0.55. So now we converted the fractional part to its decimal form. The next step is to combine the whole part and the decimal part to form the decimal number. So what was our whole number part? It was 4. So we can write 4 11 by 20 is equal to 4 into 55 by 100 because 11 by 20 is equivalent to 55 by 100 and we know 55 by 100 is 0.55. So it's 4.55. Clear? So I hope this is clear to you. Now let's see how we can convert decimals into fractions. See one question given here. Write 4.3 as a fraction. You are given a decimal number here, 4.3. And we know 4.3 has the whole number part 4 and the decimal part is 0.3. How do we change it to the fractional form? It is equal to 4 plus 3 by 10. We have changed this 0.3 as 3 by 10 because the digit here 3 has the place value of 3 tenths. So we can write 4 plus 0.3 is equal to 4 plus 3 by 10. See, here we are adding a whole number and a fraction. How do we add this? Let's take the LCM, make the denominator same and find the sum. So since this 4 does not have a denominator, let's assume it has the denominator 1. Now what is the LCM of 1 and 10? It is 10. Now let's make the denominator equal to the LCM. So since the LCM is 10, we do 10 divided by this 1 is equal to 10 into this 4, it is 40 plus here the denominator is already the LCM 10. So you just take the 3 here. So we have 40 by 10 plus 3 by 10 which is equal to 40 plus 3 by 10 and that is equal to 43 by 10. We have 43 by 10. And what is 43 by 10? It is 4 and 3 by 10. Now from the question itself we can write this directly. In the question you can see 4.3 and 4 is the whole number part and the decimal part is 0.3 which is equivalent to the fraction 3 by 10. So you can directly write 4.3 is equal to 4 as the whole number part and 0.3 as the fractional part. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's see one more example. Write 2.08 as a fraction. Let's see 2.08 that is equal to 2 plus 0.08 and which is equal to 2 plus what is 0.08? In 0.08, 8 the digit 8 is in the hundreds place. So let's write 2 plus 8 by 100 which is equal to 0.08 and that is equal to, see, you are adding a whole number and a fraction. So after taking the LCM and making the denominators the same, you get 200 by 100 plus 8 by 100 which is equal to 200 plus 8 is equal to 208 by 100. And what is 208 by 100? It is 200 plus 8 by 100, right? Which you can write as 2 and 8 by 100. And in the question also it is clear 2.08. 2 the whole number part and 0.08 is equal to 8 by 100. So you can directly write that as a fraction. You see the fraction 8 by 100 and both these numbers can be reduced to a lower form. So dividing both this 8 and 100 by 4 gives you 8 divided by 4 equal to 2 and 100 divided by 4 is equal to 25. So let's rewrite the fraction 2, 8 by 100 is equal to 2 and 2 by 25. Hope this is clear to you. Now, you have to remember a few points. You can see this box in page number 84 of your textbook. The number of digits after the decimal point will tell you the number of zeros in the denominator when we want to convert a decimal number into fraction. We can use a shortcut. 2.83 is equal to 283 by 100, since there are 2 digits after the decimal point. So, we will have 2 zeros in the denominator. We have seen how to convert a decimal number to a fraction. Now, see, in the number 2.83, you see there are 2 decimal places after the decimal point. So, that indicates how many zeros are there in the denominator when you convert that to a fraction. So, 2.83 is equal to the whole number 283 by 100. And similarly, 5.175. There are 3 decimal places after the decimal point. So, the equivalent fraction will be 5.175 equal to 5175 by how many decimal points after how many decimal places? 3 decimal places. So, there should be 3 zeros in the denominator. So, it is 5175 by 1000. Hope this is clear to you, children. Now, you have to go through the topics converting fractions into decimals and converting decimals into fractions in page number 83 and 84. Then, you have to move on to exercise 5.2 and you have to solve the question numbers 1 and 2 in your notebook. Then take a picture and do send us through tips. So, that's all for today, children. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Until then, bye.